Welcome to the ticket setup series. In today's session, we're going to focus in on how an agent can create their own custom view inside of the ticket agent portal. So when Diego lands on the ticket agent portal, he is presented a list of default views that we have out of the box. All active, my work, unassigned, closed, things of that nature. Now Diego can create his own views for himself as well as for his team across the system. And he can do that by selecting Add New View. When he does that, he's presented with the new view creation experience. And there's a couple things that he can specify here to create this view. The first is he can name the view. So let's say that I want to create a view simply for focusing in on tickets with the category permissions. So I'll name this view permissions. I have the option to set any of the filters for the ticket properties, so the status or the priority or things of that nature. I'm just going to focus on category of permissions. Now, once I have my filters defined, the next thing that I'm able to do is select the columns that I want in the view. Now, if I decide to just click Save here, we'll add all of the columns, which are all the ticket properties, to this view. But I can also choose any of the columns that I want. So if I choose ID and type and status and requester, I'm given the option to see those on the right-hand side, which is giving me the option, seeing visually that those are the columns I've selected. I also want to call something out here. If I deselect ID, you're going to notice that we require either ID or request title. It's one of the required columns when we're creating a view here. Now I'll just choose a couple more random ones here. And you'll see once I selected a few of those columns, on the right-hand side, I also have the ability to rearrange the default order of those columns. And I can also change the ascension or descension of those columns depending on what I want to present data-wise. I'll go ahead and save this once I'm satisfied with the columns that I've selected and rearranged. And you'll see here that my permissions view has just been created. Now, I am an admin in the system, which gave me the ability to add a new view, but also gives me the ability to edit or delete a view that's already there. A couple of things I want to mention after a view has been created. The first is that this view is now persistent to all team members in the dropdown here. So we're starting to build out custom views that you can provide to your team. The other thing I want to mention here is that each custom view has its own URL. So you'll see here that my permissions view has an ID of =2. Now what's great about this is that I can send this to anyone, send them over Teams message, hey, here's a new view, or send them over email. But also I can take this and I can drop this onto my favorites bar. So if this is a place where I always want to launch a ticket and land into this view directly, I can use that to land into that favorite area for, in this particular example, all tickets with the category permissions. I'm going to pause the video now. I want to thank you for taking the time and looking forward to seeing you at the next one. Thanks.